Council has ruled with an iron fist for centuries, bending the galaxy to its will. Entire species, each unique in their culture, history, and potential, have been crushed under its oppressive reign. The Council's agents, faceless enforcers, patrol every corner of the galaxy, ensuring that no one dares to rise against them. But humanity, once dismissed as insignificant, has become a force unlike any the galaxy has ever known. From the ruins of countless battles, humans have emerged, tacticians, warriors, and engineers, with an uncanny ability to adapt and outthink their foes. In the darkness of the galaxy, the whispers of rebellions are spreading. Secret cells form in the shadows, gathering strength and waiting for the day they can strike. The Council is no longer invincible. The flames of resistance have been ignited, and Captain Logan Carter, the man who dares to lead humanity into battle, stands on the precipice of revolution, knowing full well that a single misstep could doom everything. The galaxy trembles beneath the weight of what's to come. Captain Logan Carter stands in the darkened war room aboard the flagship Indomitable. The hum of the ship's systems is the only sound in the room as he studies the star charts before him. Logan's hands are steady, but his eyes betray the exhaustion of 1,000 battles fought in the name of freedom. A brilliant tactician, he knows that every move from here on out could alter the galaxy's fate. Beside him, Samir, his trusted strategist, looks up from his console, his brow furrowed. A man of intellect, more than brute strength, Samir wields his mind like a weapon. He's the one who crafts the plans, finds the weaknesses in the enemy's defenses, and always seems to be 2 steps ahead of everyone. And then there's Commander Trax. The massive battle-scarred Voran warrior stands with his arms crossed, his eyes like burning coals. The Voran, once slaves of the Council, are known for their strength, their warrior code, and their thirst for vengeance. Trax's people have suffered under the Council's rule for generations, and he won't rest until they have their freedom. His pledge to humanity's cause is more than a strategy, it's personal. Together, they form an alliance forged in the fires of war. Their bond is one of necessity, but also of mutual respect. They each know the risks. Trust in one another is their greatest weapon. Across the galaxy, the oppressed rise. Revolts break out on every corner of known space, igniting like wildfire. Planets once choked by the Council's rule now burn with the flames of defiance. Council strongholds fall one by one as the resistance grows stronger, more organized. From the command center aboard the Indomitable, Logan watches the news feeds as the chaos unfolds. Every victory, no matter how small, signals the dawn of a new era. For the first time, the Council begins to realize it is not invincible. Samir leans in, studying the data. The uprisings are growing faster than we anticipated. This is it, Logan. This is the moment to strike. We have the advantage. If we wait, they'll regroup, and we'll lose our window. Logan's jaw tightens. We press forward. The galaxy is ours to reclaim. In the heart of the rebellion's flagship, Trax stands before his warriors. The room is filled with the quiet murmur of Voran voices, but as Trax raises his hand, silence falls. The Voran warriors, fierce and proud, listen to their commander as he speaks. We have been slaves long enough. The Council has crushed us, humiliated us, but today, we rise. Today, we fight for the galaxy's future. The warriors slam their fists to their chests in salute, their eyes burning with a fire of vengeance. The rebellion's strength has just multiplied. The Voran have pledged their loyalty to Logan and his cause, and they will not back down. With their strength, the tides of war may finally turn in favor of the oppressed. Logan stands on the bridge of the Indomitable, watching the Voran ships align with theirs. The ship is a symbol of the Alliance, a symbol of humanity's strength and its potential to unite disparate species against a common enemy. This war is far from over, but now, with the Voran by their side, victory is within reach. As Logan sits in his quarters, his mind racing through strategies and possibilities. A hidden message blinks on his secure terminal. It's encrypted, but it doesn't take long for Samir to decrypt the code. Counselor Xanth is alive, Samir reports, his voice cold, as if he can't quite believe the words he's speaking. Xanth, once the ruthless leader of the council, known for his cunning and his cold, calculated cruelty, has survived. Worse, he's rallying what remains of the council's forces. But there's more. According to the message, Xanth has developed a doomsday weapon, a device capable of wiping out entire star systems, a weapon that could end the rebellion before it even begins. Logan clenches his fists. Xanth must be stopped, but where is he hiding? The clock is ticking, and if Xanth unleashes this weapon, all the hard-fought victories will be in vain. The urgency is palpable. Logan gathers his closest advisors, the air thick with tension. "We strike now," Logan says, his voice determined, but edged with a grim finality. "We have to stop Xanth before he can use that weapon. If we don't, everything we've worked for will be for nothing." Samir nods. "We know where he is, but it won't be easy. The council's forces will be heavily guarded. We have no choice," Logan replies, the weight of leadership pressing down on him. "Prepare the fleet. This is the moment we've been waiting for." As the fleet begins to mobilize, the stars outside the viewport seem to beckon, their cold, distant light reminding them of the risks they face. The mission to stop Xanth is a desperate race against time. If they fail, the galaxy will remain in chains, and humanity's fight for freedom will be lost. The Indomitable hangs in the cold void of space, its hull gleaming in the pale light of distant stars. Inside, the tension is palpable. Captain Logan Carter stands before a holographic display, his mind racing as the map of the galaxy unfolds before him. Council strongholds, the heart of the Council's power, are marked in red, scattered like malignant tumors across the galaxy. But one stands out above the rest, Xanth Fortress. The warship's commander Logan knows this is their one chance. He places his fingers on the holographic map, tracing the path that will take them through enemy territory. Intelligence is sketchy, but the primary objective is clear: disable the doomsday weapon hidden within Xanth's heavily fortified base. Beside him, Samir looks over the data, his brow furrowed. "We've got one shot at this, Logan. If we fail, humanity's fight is over." Logan doesn't respond immediately. He's not sure how to explain the weight of what this mission means. The future of every free species in the galaxy depends on their success. But there's no time for hesitation. "We don't fail," he says, the weight of his words settling over the room like a heavy cloak. The ship's engines hum as they begin their course towards Xanth Fortress. The mission has begun. The plan is already underway, but the clock is ticking faster than anyone realizes. Logan and his crew have only 2 days to infiltrate Xanth's base, disable the weapon, and escape before the enemy can launch a counterattack. Time is their greatest enemy. They must act quickly, but there's no room for error. "Logan," Samir says, his voice tense, "the intelligence we've received is incomplete. We know where the weapon is, deep inside the fortress, but we have no idea how to disarm it. The schematics are buried in the Council's encrypted files. We'll have to figure it out on the fly." Logan nods, feeling the weight of the decision pressing on him. Every choice they make now could be their last. The crew works tirelessly, preparing for a mission that feels more like a suicide run than a calculated strike. Trax, the Voron warrior, sharpens his weapons, his eyes set on the goal. "If we fail," he growls, "the Council will crush everything we've built." Logan looks out of the viewport, the distant stars flickering like a cold, indifferent audience to their fate. He knows failure isn't an option. The stakes are too high. Humanity's survival is in the balance. "Then we don't fail," Logan mutters under his breath. "We can't." The Indomitable is as quiet as a tomb as it moves toward the heart of the enemy stronghold. Cloaking technology hums softly, wrapping the warship in a ghostly invisibility that hides it from the enemy's senses. The crew is ready. Every soldier knows their part. Logan stands at the command center, watching the display as they approach Xanth's fortress. It's massive, a sprawling complex of towering walls and defenses, surrounded by fields of debris and broken ships from failed missions. The Council's presence is overwhelming. They may have been weakened by uprisings, but the Council is nothing if not relentless. Their final defense is still strong. "We can't afford to be seen," Samir says, his eyes glued to the screens. "If they detect us, we're done." The rebels' only advantage is their deception. They must slip past the enemy, undetected, using shadows and stealth as their only protection. A single misstep could trigger the fortress's automated defense systems, and the mission would be over before it even begins. Trax cracks his knuckles, eyes scanning the darkened screens. "They'll be looking for us. Let them. We move as ghosts." The tension grows as the countdown ticks ever closer. This is their chance, their only chance. But even with their advanced technology and elite team, the enemy could still turn the tide in an instant. The fate of the rebellion, of humanity, hangs in the balance. The closer they get to Xanth's fortress, the more they realize the full scale of the enemy's defenses. The sheer size of the fortress is staggering. Shields pulse around the perimeter, shimmering with the power of an almost indestructible barrier. Automated turrets swivel silently in the shadows, and deep within the stronghold, countless troops wait for the signal to engage. "This is a fortress of fire," Logan says quietly, his voice filled with a rare moment of awe. "It's a wonder they've held it for this long." Despite their weakened state, the Council has made sure their stronghold is fortified to the extreme. Every corner, every inch of this place is designed for maximum defense. And still, the rebels push forward, determined to break through. But as they approach, it's clear that Xanth has no intention of falling quietly. The Council's final stand will be here. Their last card, their last chance to maintain control of the galaxy. Logan's eyes harden as the ship nears the fortress. "We don't have the luxury of time. Prepare for the worst. Everyone stay sharp. Once we land, we make our move. There's no turning back." The air is thick with tension. The moment of truth is nearly upon them. The battle they've all been dreading is about to begin. "We're in position," Samir reports, his voice tight. "If we go in now, there's no turning back." Logan looks at his team. Their faces are set with determination, but there's a flicker of doubt in their eyes. The Indomitable will land right at the heart of the Council's last stronghold, and once they're in, there's no telling how long they'll have before the fortress comes alive with fire and fury. Logan clenches his fist, feeling the weight of the decision. The stakes couldn't be higher. Earth's survival, the future of the rebellion, everything they fought for, all of it depends on this strike. He looks at Trax, who gives a silent nod, his eyes burning with the fury of a warrior who's seen too much suffering. He turns to Samir. "No more waiting. Let's end this." Logan makes the call. It's now or never. The ship's engines roar to life, and the Indomitable drops into the heart of Xanth's fortress. The final battle has begun. The Council's fate is sealed, but whether it's the end of their reign or the end of humanity's fight will be determined in the next few hours. The mission is no longer just about survival. It's about everything they've ever hoped for. The vast blackness of space is dotted with the cold glimmer of distant stars. The Indomitable emerges from hyperspace at the edge of Council-controlled space. The ship is an imposing silhouette, sleek and deadly, but it's not its size that counts now. It's the technology that keeps it invisible. A delicate hum vibrates through the hull as the ship activates its cutting-edge stealth systems, turning it into little more than a shadow in the vast emptiness. Logan stands at the bridge, hands clasped behind his back. The crew is tense, eyes glued to the monitors, hearts pounding as the countdown to mission initiation begins. Systems green across the board, Samir reports, voice steady but filled with the quiet weight of the moment. Logan doesn't speak for a long moment, his gaze unwavering as he looks out into the endless void. Everything depends on this, he thinks. One mistake,
One sensor ping, and their mission is over before it begins. "Stay sharp," Logan finally says, his voice low and commanding. "We stay invisible, or we don't leave." Every member of the crew holds their breath, waiting for the inevitable detection. But nothing comes. The Indomitable glides forward, a ghost in the night, into the heart of enemy territory.
With their stealth intact, the time for subtlety is over. Logan stands at the command console, his face grim as he gives the order. "Activate EMP," he commands. A high-intensity EMP pulse is launched from the ship's core, a silent weapon that radiates outward in a controlled wave. The Council's outer defenses begin to flicker, turrets grinding to a halt, and security grids that once pulsed with deadly intent now lie silent. For a moment, the Indomitable sails through the darkness untouched, the enemy's sensors blind to their presence. That should keep them guessing. Sama mutters, tapping rapidly at his screen. "The ball's in our court now," but Logan knows better. This is only the beginning. "We're not out yet. Get the assault teams ready," Logan orders, his jaw tightening. The real battle is just beginning. The Indomitable docks at the station's outer hull, its silent approach, a testament to the rebels' careful planning. The airlock hisses open, revealing a stark and chilling sight. Dimly lit corridors, the silent hum of machines echoing in the distance. Logan leads the charge, his boots thudding heavily against the cold metal floors as his strike team disembarks. Alongside him is Trax, the massive Voran warrior, eyes blazing with anticipation. As they move deeper into the heart of the station, tension crackles in the air. The mission to breach the fortress is successful, but now comes the hard part, fighting their way to the core. "Move fast, move hard," Logan growls. No hesitation. The first shot rings out, a sudden burst of plasma, followed by a hail of bullets. The Council soldiers rush out from the shadows, weapons raised, but they are too slow. Humanity's soldiers and Voran warriors charge forward with battle-hardened precision, weapons cutting down enemies with ruthless efficiency. The chaos that erupts in the hallways is deafening, but amidst it all, Logan's voice cuts through the noise. "Keep moving. Push them back." The battle has begun, but Logan's forces know this is just the beginning. In the heat of the battle, Trax and his Voran warriors become a whirlwind of fury. Their primal intensity is unmatched. The clawed gauntlets of the Voran tear through the enemy with a terrifying speed, while their plasma blades carve a path through the station's defenders like a scythe through wheat. Logan watches, a grim smile tugging at his lips. The Voran's rage is both a weapon and a warning. "We're not here to make friends," Trax growls, his voice like thunder as he rips through a group of soldiers. The enemy falls like dominoes in the wake of his assault, but for every defender they cut down, more emerge from the darkness. The station seems to have no end. No matter how many they defeat, more show up to take their place. The Council's elite soldiers are waiting, more prepared, more organized than the rebels had anticipated. Resistance is growing. "We're pushing too deep," Sama warns, his voice crackling over the comms. "We need to get to the weapon, now." But Logan knows they can't stop. Not now. The chaos of battle is interrupted by a sudden blaring of alarms. A voice, cold and harsh, rings out over the comms. It's too late. They know we're here. A Council spy has betrayed them. Logan's heart sinks as the reality of the situation crashes down on him. Their position is compromised. They are trapped. We've been set up. Logan spits, fury rising in his chest. Before he can react, the Council's elite guard arrives, the sound of their footsteps heavy in the quiet chaos. The ambush is perfect, brutal. Voran warriors and human soldiers are pinned down in a violent crossfire.
their ranks scattering under the superior firepower and tactics of the Council's finest. "We need to fall back," Samo orders, his voice tight with panic, but Logan doesn't move. No retreat. We push forward, but even Logan knows they can't win this with force alone. The real battle now is against time. They have to outthink the enemy before the tide turns completely. The battlefield is a horrifying sight. Bodies, friend and foe alike, litter the cold metal floors. Among them is Private Chang, who takes a direct plasma shot to the chest. His scream of agony cuts through the chaos, sending shockwaves of fear through the team. Logan feels his heart wrench at the sight. Every life lost feels like a blow to the soul of the rebellion. Sang's death is a painful reminder of the true cost of war. "Stay focused," Logan barks, though his voice is laced with the weight of his grief. "We have no choice. We keep fighting." The mission is slipping out of their hands. With every fallen comrade, the goal seems more unreachable. The Council's defense is tightening, their counterattack overwhelming. Humanity's struggle has never felt so futile, but Logan doesn't stop. He can't. Amid the sound of battle, Logan stands, fists clenched in determination. The rebels are on the brink of losing everything, but Logan has made a decision. No surrender, he mutters, his voice low, his jaw set with unyielding resolve. "We fight until the end. No retreat." A new plan forms in his mind. He may not have the numbers, but he still has strategy. "We outthink them. We turn their strength into our weakness." This isn't over. Logan looks at his team, battered but unbroken. They're not giving up, and neither is he. The battle is far from over, and Logan knows this is just the beginning of the fight. The central command center looms ahead, its massive doors standing as a silent barrier between Logan and the end of this war. The metallic walls pulse with an eerie hum, faint red lights flashing ominously as alarms echo in the distance. Inside, the atmosphere is thick with tension. The end game is near. Logan leads his team down the narrow hallway, each step weighted with the knowledge that everything they fought for hinges on this moment. The Voran warriors and human soldiers move in perfect unison, their weapons ready, hearts pounding. But when the doors finally open, what they find inside is not what they expected. There, standing in the center of the darkened room, is Xanth, the council leader, completely calm, his expression devoid of the fury and hatred Logan has come to expect. "You're too late," Xanth says, his voice cold but oddly composed, as if he's been expecting this moment. Logan steps forward, his pulse quickening. "We're here to end this. The war ends now." Xanth's eyes gleam with a dangerous knowing. "You think killing me will stop the weapon from firing? It's already primed. Even if you take my life, the countdown has begun." The room feels colder. The rebels are out of time. Victory isn't enough anymore. A sense of helplessness tightens around Logan's chest, but he pushes it down, his voice steady. "Then we'll have to stop it ourselves." Xanth's smile is more a grimace than anything else. "Try, it's already too late." Without warning, Xanth moves, faster than Logan anticipated. His body seems to blur with cybernetic enhancements, a sickeningly smooth blend of man and machine. Logan meets him head-on. Their fists clash with the sound of metal on flesh. Xanth's speed is overwhelming, and every punch lands with the weight of 1,000 tons. Logan feels his ribs crack under the force, but he refuses to give in. His eyes flare with rage as he retaliates, landing a hit to Xanth's abdomen, but it does little to slow the leader down. "You always let your emotions control you, Logan," Xanth taunts, his voice dripping with disdain. "That's why you'll lose." Logan's teeth grit, blood dripping from a cut on his forehead, but his determination grows. He isn't just fighting for himself, he's fighting for humanity, for his crew, for the future. With a roar, Logan pulls out his plasma blade, igniting the blue-white blade in a flash. He swings, but Xanth dodges, his energy blade flashing in return, creating a brutal dance of slashes and strikes. The sound of clashing metal fills the room, and Logan feels his body burn with pain, every strike leaving its mark. Santh isn't just a warrior, he's a weapon. He uses Logan's rage against him, anticipating his every move. But Logan refuses to be dominated. With a sharp, calculated move, Logan disarms Santh, sending his weapon flying across the room. The enemy leader stumbles, and in that moment of vulnerability, Logan's instincts kick in. Logan delivers the final blow, his fist crashing into Santh's face, sending the council leader to the ground with a sickening thud. For a moment, the room is silent. The rebels are breathless, staring at the fallen body of Santh. The victory should feel sweet, but something is wrong. Logan's senses are on high alert. The victory feels empty. He notices it first. The station is trembling. A low rumble shakes the floor beneath their feet. The lights flicker, and then the blaring of warning sirens pierces the air. Something's not right, Logan mutters to himself, eyes narrowing as he scans the control panels. The screens are flashing red. The countdown on the doomsday weapon is still active, its numbers ticking down faster than ever. What's going on? Sama's voice crackles over the comms. The weapon, it's still alive. Logan finishes. Santh's death was only part of the plan. The weapon is critical, but it's now unstable. It's going to detonate. He feels his heart drop into his stomach. The doomsday weapon was supposed to be destroyed, but now it's a ticking bomb, more powerful than any of them anticipated. They don't have time to figure out how to deactivate it. The clock is ticking.
Evacuate, Logan commands, his voice sharp. Get everyone off this station now. But it's not enough. The station is already shaking violently. The explosion won't just destroy the base. It will wipe out the entire sector, possibly the entire system. There is no safe escape anymore. We can't just run. Logan growls, mind racing. His pulse is thrumming in his temples. We need to stop this. Now the team splits up, frantically searching for a way to contain the blast. But with every second that passes, the station feels more unstable, its foundation crumbling beneath them. We're running out of options. Samir calls from the control room, panic creeping into his voice. Logan stands in the center of the chaos, breath coming in sharp gasps. His mind races. He has to find a solution, or all is lost. He looks at his team, their faces grim with the weight of the situation. Humanity's fate rests on his shoulders, but for the first time, he feels the crushing weight of that responsibility. Logan stands at the heart of the command center, staring at the massive core of the doomsday weapon. It's now a cataclysmic bomb, and every second that ticks down feels like the end of everything. The decision before him is brutal. Sacrifice himself to stop the weapon, or flee and leave the galaxy to face destruction. Logan, Samir says, his voice strained. You can't. We don't have time for options. Logan cuts him off. He turns toward the crew, his jaw set in grim determination. We either save everyone, or we die trying. The plan is risky, but it's the only chance they have. Logan will need to manually enter the core's stabilization sequence and shut it down before it's too late. But there's no guarantee he'll make it out alive. He looks at his team, his comrades, the people who have fought beside him, the people who will never see the future unless he makes the sacrifice. Without hesitation, Logan moves forward, his heart heavy with the weight of the galaxy's fate. Stay alive, he whispers to himself. For all of us. He steps into the core's chamber, the countdown echoing in his ears. The door slams shut behind him, and Logan's final decision is made. The fate of the galaxy rests on this moment. The council station is in chaos. Smoke pours from shattered walls, and fire licks the edges of broken windows, its orange glow lighting up the already darkened corridors. Alarms scream throughout the station, an urgent panicked sound that claws at the edges of Logan's mind. Logan stands in the heart of it all, his breath shallow but controlled, He stares at the core reactor ahead of him, its glowing, unstable energy pulsing in violent waves. The countdown clock blinks steadily, seconds ticking away like the last breaths of a dying star. The temperature inside the station is unbearable, hot enough to burn the skin, but Logan feels numb. The explosion is imminent. The weapon's core has already gone past the point of no return. His team is close, waiting for his command, but there's no way all of them will escape in time. The reactor is critical, and the blast will consume everything, human and alien alike. He can't let them stay. Everyone, evacuate. Logan orders, his voice cold and firm, the weight of the decision settling heavily on his chest. His team exchanges nervous glances, but they know what he's saying. He's staying behind. A sharp silence falls as Logan looks at his team, his comrades. One last time. I'm staying. You go. That's an order. Sergeant Hawkins steps forward, his face set in defiance. His eyes burn with loyalty, with the bond of a man who's followed Logan into the darkest corners of the galaxy. He grips his weapon tighter, as if trying to hold on to the moment. No, Captain, I'm not leaving you, Hawkins insists, his voice thick with emotion. Logan's gaze is unyielding, the steely determination in his eyes betraying no weakness. He steps closer, his voice unwavering. You're not making this choice for me, Sergeant. I give the orders here. Hawkins clenches his jaw, visibly struggling with the pain of the decision. But as always, Logan is right. This is the hard choice, the one they've all trained for. With a final defeated nod, Hawkins salutes Logan, the silent respect between them speaking volumes. The rest of the team follows suit, one by one, salutes, short nods, and the grim understanding that this may be their last moment together. They turn and sprint for the escape pods, their faces set in determined resignation. Logan watches them disappear into the distance, his heart heavy with 1,000 unspoken words. Logan doesn't waste a second. He sprints toward the core console, his fingers already moving over the controls. The security locks are in place, but Logan's mind works faster than the machine's defenses. His hands fly across the keys, overriding systems and bypassing commands with brutal efficiency. The core glows brighter as Logan fights to stabilize the reactor, but with every attempt, the system fights back. Warning after warning flashes across the screen. The countdown, relentless and unforgiving, ticks down faster than his heartbeat. The reactor is not just unstable, it's ready to tear itself apart. The seconds feel like hours. The weight of the universe presses against his chest, but Logan pushes on, knowing that every moment he buys is one more chance for humanity to survive. A loud alarm blares. Catastrophic failure imminent. Flashes across the screen. Sweat beads on Logan's brow as his fingers shake with exhaustion. He can't stop. Not now. As the countdown nears zero, Logan's mind fractures. Memories flood him, not of victory, but of the cost of war. Faces of fallen comrades flash in his mind's eye. Sergeant Hawkins grinning before a battle, Lieutenant Mira giving a quiet nod as they entered the enemy ship. The faces of those who gave everything for this moment. He can feel their presence, the weight of their sacrifices, pushing him forward. The echoes of battle, the roar of gunfire, the screams of those lost are all around him. But in the middle of it, he hears something else. A whisper, a voice he hasn't heard in years. It's worth it, Logan. It's Mira, her voice filled with peace. He takes a deep breath. He has fought for so long, sacrificed so much. But there's one final act to do, one final sacrifice for the future of humanity. The fight ends here, but humanity's fight, their fight goes on. Logan's fingers hover over the final button, the last attempt to contain the blast. His mind races. Can he do it? Will it be enough? In his final moments, there is no fear, no regret, just a quiet acceptance of what must be done. A final whisper escapes his lips. This is for all of you. With the press of a button,
The screen fills with a blinding white light, a final flash that consumes the station, erasing all traces of the battle, of Logan Carter, the unbreakable commander. The explosion reverberates through the galaxy, an epic fiery end that will be felt across the stars. As the shockwave tears through the fabric of space, Logan Carter fades into legend. The shockwave of Logan's final sacrifice reverberates across the stars, a pulse of light and sound that rips through the fabric of space. The Council Station is no more, reduced to dust and debris, but the explosion is more than just the end of a building. It's the collapse of an empire. In the wake of the destruction, the rebellion's forces emerge, battered but victorious. The Vastar, the Krishari, and humanity's own ships are scattered, their hulls scarred by battle, but their spirits unbroken. They look up, their eyes tracing the aftermath of Logan's final stand. A new era is dawning, one that will see the Council's reign fall to the ashes of its own hubris. Across countless worlds, the news spreads like wildfire. Logan Carter's name is whispered in the shadows, on the lips of those who thought freedom was a dream. Now it's a reality, secured by the sacrifice of one man, a human, unbreakable to the end. His death becomes a spark that ignites the hearts of millions, and soon the galaxy will never be the same. The survivors of the rebellion stand in silence, their faces a mixture of grief and pride. Captain Elias Ward Samir and Sergeant Hawkins are among them, their hearts heavy but resolute. They know the story of Logan's last moments will be passed down through generations, his name etched in history as something more than just a leader. The remnants of the Council are hunted down, one by one, their once mighty influence crumbling under the weight of Logan's sacrifice. The stars feel safer now, no longer shadowed by the oppressive rule of the Council. Yet the galaxy knows it will never forget the man who stood against impossible odds and gave everything for freedom. Logan's legacy becomes more than just a tale of war. It becomes a symbol of defiance, hope, and the unyielding will of humanity to rise, no matter the cost. His name is spoken in hushed reverence in every corner of the galaxy. The story of Logan Carter is passed from one generation to the next, inspiring the brave to rise, to fight, and to never surrender. The camera shifts to the bridge of a new flagship, its sleek design a far cry from the dilapidated ships of the past. Samir and Trax stand side by side, gazing out at the vastness of space. Before them lies the galaxy, once torn apart by war, now beginning to heal. "We did it," Samir whispers, his voice a mixture of relief and sorrow. His eyes are red, the weight of the past few days evident in his expression. But beneath it, there's a sense of quiet triumph. Trax, his alien features solemn and unreadable, gives a slow nod. "We did, but we must ensure the future Logan died for." The words linger in the air, heavy with their significance. The alliance that has formed from the ashes of the rebellion must stand strong, for the fight never truly ends. The camera pulls back, showing the new galactic alliance standing tall amidst the ruins of the Council's once unshakable empire. Ships of every race and faction now fly side by side, a testament to unity born from the ashes of war. On the screen, the final words appear. The fight is never truly over, but today, humanity stood tall,